8:20. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to week 9 of the podcast. I'm your boy Cash. Playmaker 250. Greedy.
Boy, what's up?
Having a great day. Had a great weekend. It's a wonderful weekend for sports. As you know, the Hurricanes are 9-0. Let's go, baby. What's Florida State?
Don't worry about none of that. We're not talking about that right now.
Oh, okay.
They about ready to move out of Florida. That's what they doing. Before we get this started, man, I hope everybody went out and vote. You know, I don't care who you vote for. Exercise your right. Listen, don't complain if you don't vote. Do your thing, do your part. Let's get it. We're going to kick this thing off. We're going to do a little something different today. We're going to start out with the NBA and this situation with Joel Embiid. Mr. Cash, if that's your team, I want you to give me your takes on everything that's going on with that and explain to our folks and let them know what's going on. So some of them might not know, but they're going to fill you in on it.
Well, Joel is out, suspended for 3 games. So on top of missing the first 6 games because of only God knows what, he's now suspended for the next 3 games without pay. This whole situation is a double-edged sword. The reporter has every right to ask questions, but I think he crossed the line by bringing up his dead brother and bringing up his kid. If you have an issue with an athlete, you take it up with the athlete. Leave family members out of it. Joel, as an athlete, also has to have better self-control. Like, I get it. Like they say, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words don't. So Joel has to control his temper better. You have no right to put your hands on anyone. I don't care what they say. Yeah, it may be wrong, but you can't just go around putting your hands on people. Because at the end of the day, you're just hurting the franchise. What's your take?
Yes and no. You absolutely right. The reporter stepped way out of bounds. He was a line stepper. He stepped across the line. He shouldn't have asked that. But like you said, Joel should not have put his hands on him. We don't know what he was going through. He's an athlete. He's human. He's made a mistake. Yes, and he will learn from his mistakes. Thank God he didn't punch the man. But still, putting your hands on somebody is still an assault. It could happen to anybody. We don't know what he was going through. I'm not agreeing what he done. But just like you said, it's not what they call you, it's what you answer to. And don't ever let anybody know what makes you mad because they're going to use it against you because it's going to be certain the same reporter is going to try to say the same thing. A professional athlete or anybody, just walk away or just say interview's done or anything else or choose not to answer the question. But I do get family first and, you know, he probably just had a little bit too much.
I mean, but is it really? Okay, he's bringing up his legacy, but, you know, and then Joel's saying, well, I've done so much for the city. How can they say this about me? Joel, you've done nothing for the city.
Not at all.
You just make it to the playoffs and get knocked out in the second round.
Man.
So you have not done anything for the city. Like, if anything, the city wants you to be healthy to have a deep playoff run. And, dude, you guys have done nothing but crash out in the playoffs.
At least see the
You had a
finals.
3-2 lead against the Hawks that you lost. You had a 3-2 lead against Boston.
Blown.
You lost. And then last year, I would say, yeah, you did really do your thing when you played on one knee, you played with Bell's palsy. So I get all of that, but dude, you need to find a way to rise above the occasion and show up in the playoffs where it matters the most. Because in the regular season, you bright light, but in the playoffs,
Fizzle out.
oh, you shrink to a candlelight. So, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, reporters should always keep it about the sport. Keep family out of it. I'm very big on that. Talk about the sport. Everything else is off limits.
But his legacy is part of the sport, though.
Agreed. And maybe the way the reporter went about asking the question was probably wrong, but still not a reason for you to put your hands on somebody.
But again, as an athlete, like, hear me out now, Greedy. As an athlete, you know these type of questions are coming.
Yes.
Yes.
So you can't sit here and get mad because you chose to play this sport. As an athlete, your life is under a microscope.
Every time, every day.
So you can't get mad at a reporter because he's doing his job.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's his job.
That's his job, absolutely.
You signed up for that.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm more upset of him not being available to play.
Yeah,
Like that's bothering me right now. The team is 1-5 without him, man. They need their big man. Like, I was never a fan of Crybaby Embiid, never. But he did show spurts of when he's healthy what he could do,
Yeah, but you don't sign the $193 million
and not
contract
play.
and
It
not
makes no
play.
sense. I don't get it.
Well, it's different. It's not like football. When they sign a contract, every nickel is guaranteed.
Basketball.
And as a fan of the sport, absolutely, you want to see your player out there,
Yes.
which gives you the best chance to win. But
So
I think that's the organization. I mean, if they allow him to do it, and I guess they said he's not playing back-to-back games,
no, the organization
him
never
saying
said
that.
He said he's never going to play
but
back to
the
back.
organization allowed it.
Yeah.
They either you part of the solution or part of the problem, because they could have said, well, if you do decide not to play, you're not going to get paid what you're going to get, what you think you are. We can't go to work and it's supposed to work 40 hours and work 35 and get a 40-hour check. So why should he be able to? I mean, he played pretty darn good in the Olympics, so why he can't play for?
That's
your
my
boys?
point.
crazy.
How you played in the Olympics, then you didn't play.
Mhm.
No training camp.
0.
No preseason.
0.
And then you missed the first 6 games. Well, 9 games because you're suspended for the next 3.
I think like he better come out. He better come out playing like Mike in
Nah, he-
'92.
He always starts the season out of shape every time. He's never in shape.
Nah, the last few seasons he's been in shape. His issue is he can't never stay healthy.
So with him being hurt.
and you know what's crazy? He said
Hurt.
he lost 25 pounds.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Well, when he come back from that suspension, I'm gonna see.
Yeah, true.
I'm gonna see.
But in the NBA, it's crazy. Boston is still doing Boston. They're
Yes,
7-1.
Mm-hmm.
The shocker for me, the
Cleveland.
Cleveland Cavaliers,
Undefeated.
8-0.
They've been playing.
Donovan Mitchell is doing his thing.
It's early.
Yeah, they're gonna fall off. Phoenix is 6-1. That's a shocker. KD is finally, having KD-like season.
Mm-hmm.
Golden State, that's a shocker. I expected them to fall off after Clay left.
Yeah.
But Buddy Hill, man, he's making Daryl Morey look like an idiot for letting him go.
He made a move to get him
He is
back.
shooting the lights out the gym.
Mm-hmm. So I got a question for you guys. I know it's early.
Oh, one more thing. Oklahoma is also 7-0.
They've been nice for the last few years.
They are. They coming up.
Shay's
They
him.
just need that alpha dog. They just need a closer.
They don't have him yet.
They don't. But Shay's gonna be it soon. But right now they need that closer.
My thing is this: how is Detroit 3-5 and Milwaukee's 1-6?
You really want me to tell you?
Mm-hmm.
Doc Rivers sucks. Doc Rivers is the most overrated coach in the history of the NBA. He is getting by off of that one ring he won in 2008 when he had 3 Hall of Famers on his team.
He got some good guys on there right now.
That's a crazy start.
That's my point.
Mm-hmm.
I think Doc Rivers is the leading coach in blowing 3-1 leads.
Oh, he's good at that.
I agree. So, if we had to pick a team today that represents the East in the finals
Boston.
right now, what team would you rest?
Hands down, Boston.
Boston. And in the West?
I like OKC.
Okay.
No. OKC, they're
Not-
good,
not
but
Dallas?
they're not ready.
Not Dallas?
Dallas is not going back.
Listen, I'm going to go out on them. I like Sacramento.
The Queens.
Nah,
I like Sacramento.
I would say
DeRozan looked pretty good.
the one
Tomorrow was lit like that.
you can't count out a former champ. So I said Golden State still have, as long as you have Steph,
Mm-hmm.
Draymond.
I don't know about Draymond.
Nah, you can say what you want about Draymond.
Stop it.
But
Stop.
he's the heart and soul of that team.
Stop it. Draymond.
Draymond is the heart and soul
Man,
of that team.
listen. He may be that, but you don't know if he's gonna play 1 minute or one game because he can come in there and take his shirt off, kick somebody in the back, and be gone, or slap somebody. You don't know what he want to do. So,
But I think
Steph, I'll give you.
But I think
Draymond,
coming
no,
up the
sir.
West, it would be between Golden State and I might have I can't say Dallas. Either Golden State or Oklahoma.
Don't sleep on Sacramento. I think Sacramento is Dallas going do Dallas things. They got Luka.
Luka. The thing about Luka is he never comes in season. He never comes into the season in shape.
Never.
So he has to work his way into shape, and in the process of working his way into shape, he always hurts himself.
Every
So
damn
that's
time.
why when he gets into the playoffs, he's hobbling. Because if you watch the finals last year, he was hurt.
Oh yeah.
He was all banged up.
Yeah.
But who's not banged up? They playing 82 games. Who's 100% healthy?
The guys that come into the season in shape.
Not necessarily. You got
players,
82 games.
There's players who don't miss games in the league.
Yes, it is. But is that the exception or that's the rule?
That's to me.
Because
I think
if to me, like they used to say with us, if you don't have no cuts and no scrapes on you, I mean you play with dolls. You ain't even playing. You just out there.
I think if you're getting paid $50-60 million to dribble a basketball, you should take your behind down and play every night. Because fans like us,
I agree.
we scrape up our money to go watch these games,
I agree.
go in the stadium.
I agree.
And it's not fair to us.
I agree.
It's not fair to us to spend $300-400 on a ticket for you to just sit down talking about, you taking a load management day.
Kawhi.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Kawhi.
See, the issue with Kawhi is it was okay when they were winning. Now that they're losing, now that the teams that he's on is losing, now everyone wants him to play.
Yeah.
But when he was in San Antonio and San Antonio was doing this,
Oh, yeah,
San Antonio started this.
Yeah.
So if anyone wants to be mad at anybody, it's Greg Pop and the Spurs. They started this load management.
He also had a problem with the medical staff over there in San Antonio. He was they were saying that he
They
was
were saying
ready.
he was
but
healthy and he was
saying
nothing.
he didn't trust that he wasn't ready to play yet, but they were saying he's clear. If a man knows his body.
Yes.
I
Yes.
think it's all in the head.
That's always in your head. If you
I
get
think
hurt
it's all
every
in the
time,
head.
that's how it is.
Yes. I agree with you. I agree with you.
All right.
So we're going over to the gridiron now, fellas?
Let's take this thing over to the NFL.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Greedy, what was your take on the game last night? Bucks, Chiefs, 30-24.
Great game.
Overtime finish.
Great game. But me, they can maybe they'll fire me, maybe they call me a clown. I'm not going to overtime with Fumbaruski. I'm not taking him to overtime. I'm going for the 2 points. If we lose, we lose. If we win, we win. But if you give Mahomes and that team and that defense another 12 minutes, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. He's that good. I hate to say it. He's that good.
Say it. It's okay to say it. It's
No.
all right.
I think it falls back on the coach.
Yes.
The reason why I say it falls back on the coach is why are you playing it safe now?
Yeah, I agree. He just, you got faith in your team. We can't get this too. I'm going for it. I'm not. It's a. The reason why it's a toss up. You may get the ball in halftime. In overtime, and you may score. But if you don't, and Mahomes get it, you're not gonna touch it anymore.
Yeah, because he's going to score
His-
first
He's gonna
try.
score.
Baker Mayfield's face when the coin toss happened and he knew.
Because he knew automatically it was over. He knew.
Oh, yeah.
He knew automatically, I'm never going to touch this ball.
Oh man, I felt bad for him, man, for a minute, because he's not getting the ball. That's it. This game.
That dude too, and like I said, I don't think that they were making the proper adjustments because for the last couple games, Tampa is middle's been softer than tweaky cream filling. Everybody's going to the middle of the field of them, and they're not making the adjustments.
But if I'm not mistaken, isn't the head coach supposed to be some defensive guru?
Supposed to. Same thing with Harbaugh. He's supposed to be a DB coach, and our DBs are trash.
How did I know you were going to somehow bring Harbaugh in this?
Because listen, he ain't the only one. I mean, and the guy is he's a good coach, but like I said, you gonna if you open that door,
Yeah.
the reporter's gonna step inside it. What you think on it, playmaker?
Sir, I think this is probably the best game I saw the Chiefs play all year. It was perfect. The running game was doing what it was supposed to do. Hopkins is playing the role that Rashee Rice.
Yeah,
it was Rashee and Juju when Rashee got hurt. But whoever plays that slot position on that team, they dominate. And the fact that you got Hopkins in that role, and then you got Travis with 14 for 100.
Yeah.
he
Kelsey had a good game.
This was the best sound game I've seen the offense have all year. And Pat didn't throw a damn pick. I was surprised.
But they got to keep it rolling, though.
They're going to keep it rolling, I hope. They're gonna get Isaiah Pacheco in November, December. It's gonna be disgusting. Come the winter up there. It's gonna be very, very crazy.
We shall see.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Yeah, they got that defense. You know me, defense travels, defense wins championships,
Oh, yeah.
offense sells tickets, and as long as that defense is playing, they're gonna be tough to beat.
I wish they got Lattimore though. I wish they got Lattimore. That would have been awesome.
Moving on. Colts 13, Vikings 21. Sam Darnold, 6 wins, 4 more to go.
Keep holding your breath.
Lions, Packers. Now that is a great game. Do you guys think this is a future playoff matchup?
Yes.
I think whoever wins this matchup in the playoffs is going to go to the NFC Championship.
Yes.
So we all agree that the NFC Championship, the NFC champion is coming out of the NFC North.
Between those two, yeah. I see it. I see it happening.
It could.
No.
It could. Now listen, this is the reason why I say it could.
Have you seen the NFC?
This I've seen the NFC, but this is what you fail to realize. Detroit has lost 1 game. Yes, if they keep this up, everything is going through Detroit. But we still got a lot of football left. Let's just go on a limb and say they lose a couple games and they tied with Philadelphia. If Detroit has to go outdoors, I'm not saying that they cannot win outdoors. I'm saying if you have to go in the cold in Philadelphia in January where you got 3-4 feet of snow, that's a different team. Yes, they run the ball. Yes, they do.
I'm about to say, but I don't trust Philly because look at the collapse they had last year.
Yes, but they didn't have Saquon. They still got the best offensive line in the game.
But they still have Nick Sirianni.
That's okay. He can listen. If he gives this one away, then he's gonna be on that chopping block.
Yep. I think he's on the chopping block already.
Well, Saquon's keeping him off it. Long as he keep jumping over people backwards and doing stuff like that. Listen,
please,
when you have run it in the Super Bowl, in the playoffs, in order to get to the Super Bowl, you got to have defense, which Detroit has. They just picked up Zadarius Smith, and they got a running game, and they run the ball out of this world.
And they can score points.
Philadelphia, when they get they cylinders firing, they got a running game.
The defense
The
is not
offensive line.
The defense not what it was.
Exactly.
But the thing about Philadelphia, what was the key word in that sentence you said? When.
When, yes.
So when are we ever going to see this Philadelphia defense? Because who's the GM again? Howie Roseman, right? He went and he got a whole Georgia staff on that defensive line.
They're good.
He got the whole Georgia national title team on that D line.
They're good.
But they're not doing anything
right now. But
Secondary is
listen,
no good.
sometimes switches click on different teams. Like at the beginning of the year, Baltimore couldn't stop a kindergarten class from getting through. Now the offensive line has figured it out. What I'm saying, just give them some time. I'm gonna give them some time. Philadelphia still got a great offensive line. They can run the ball. They got 3 great receivers.
But what I'm saying is the thing that scares me about Philadelphia, the head coach, because even though the head coach is not on the field throwing the ball and catching the ball, you were still in charge of that collapse that happened last year.
Oh yes,
that should have not happened.
But listen, they didn't have a running game.
They ran the ball pretty well last year with Miles Sanders.
They did.
Yeah.
How many yards did Miles Sanders have last year? How many coaches that Miles Sanders keep up at night? Remember, he was going back and forth with Gainwell. I'm not saying that he's horrible. He ain't Saquon. That's why they got him out of there immediately.
Okay, but if you look at it, right? Look at that. Okay, take away the running back. Look at all the other weapons they have on offense.
Yes, that's nice.
Slim Reaper.
Yes. But when it gets cold, what I'm saying, when it gets cold outside, you have to run the ball. I'm not saying you can't throw, but you have to run that ball because that ball is going to be like a brick. You're trying to throw it and catching it. You need a running game, and that keeps that other quarterback on the sideline running the ball. With Saquon, if he gives it up this year, I'm gonna be the first one in line saying get him out of there. Dude, I'm serious. And Saquon, he stay healthy. You're not stopping him. Man, this man's running for almost 130 yards a game.
Miles Sanders' final year in Philly, he played every game. 259 carries, 1,269 on the ground. 5 yards per carry, 11 touchdowns.
11 touchdowns.
That ain't no slouch.
That ain't no slouch. Saquon damn near got 1,000 right now.
Yeah,
and he's 9 games in.
You asked the question. I just gave you the numbers.
Okay.
Anyone come up behind that line?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. They do have them and Detroit have the best 2 lines in football.
Yeah, but you say he wasn't keeping no one up
He
at night.
wasn't keeping nobody up at night.
11 rushing touchdowns when you got the tush push happening too. That's a problem.
Joe, it's 17 games.
Hey,
So that means 6 games he did absolutely nothing but make it even.
That also got him a nice little contract to sit on the bench in Carolina.
That's why he's sitting, because what he do well, sit. I mean, listen, 11 touchdowns is very good.
That's real good.
But that means 6 games that he was, and you said he played every game?
Yes.
And so 6 games, he did nothing. Okay, I guess that. How many touchdowns does Saquon have right now?
Probably 8 or 9.
And we in week 8 or 9, right? So that means that he's producing every time he touched the field.
Yeah,
At this rate, he should have 17 touchdowns, right?
he
Saquon
can.
has 6.
Yeah, see?
925 rushing yards, 5.9 average, and 6 touchdowns.
But,
So-
but the receiving in there too now. He killing it right now.
Oh, yeah. So we'll just get him this 6 touchdowns he have this year and give it to Miles Sanders the 6 he didn't score last year. This dude is something else. I'm telling you. You're gonna Philadelphia. Their defense may be suspect, but you're gonna respect their pimping on offense. So I'm trying to tell you, boy.
All right. Rams, Seahawks. That's 26-20. Jags, 23. Eagles, 28. I would say the Jags have been playing better defense lately.
They have.
Sir.
Stop.
They have.
The Jags defense have stepped up the last few games.
Stop.
Okay.
They have.
You're saying stop. Why?
Because it wasn't a win.
Total yards allowed was ridiculous.
Okay.
They ran the ball for over 250. It passed for 250.
Okay.
That's 500 total yards on offense.
And how many points did they beat you by?
Lost by 5.
Exactly, sir.
Yeah.
You said the defense stepped up. What was the step up?
Sir, listen.
The defense is not going to let a man jump facing the other direction, full split in the air backwards.
It was.
That I will never.
Sir.
If I ever see something like that live in the game, I'm turning the TV off and I'm watching football for the rest of the year.
Sir, look at this. First game of the season, you lost 20-17. Right?
Okay.
You lost by 3.
Yeah.
Second game, you lost 18-13. You lost by 5.
Mm-hmm.
Third game, Buffalo put 47. You guys only had 10.
Right.
The defense
The
fell
defense.
asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Then you played Houston. You lost again, 24-20.
That's wild.
Okay. Then you beat the Colts, 37-34. Again, no defense.
JV team.
Then you lost to Chicago, 35-16.
Freshman team.
You beat New England 32-16.
Another freshman team.
But what I'm saying is, look at the points you're giving up.
You said the defense. The teams
But
you
your
named, the young quarterbacks.
Yeah, but like Greedy always says, you can't help who's on your schedule.
Agreed.
You don't pick your
schedule.
Okay.
So you played Green Bay, the number 2 team in the NFC North,
Dropped
with
30.
a 6-2
They
record.
dropped 30 on us.
Yeah. You guys lost by 3.
You talking about how much we lost by? I'm talking about the points we allowed.
I'm talking about how your defense has been stepping up.
Yeah, playmaker.
Then you
You're right.
lost Minnesota. You lost to Philadelphia at 28-23. Well, you're gonna lose to Minnesota on Sunday.
Oh yeah.
But
See.
still.
I think they can win.
Stop.
But what I'm
I think
saying
they
is,
can win.
so you lost to Philadelphia by 5. Barkley did all of that, and you guys only lost by 5.
Yeah, and well, I agree with him. First quarter, 7-0. Second quarter, 0-9. You guys put up 13 points, and your defense held them to 6.
We couldn't get a passing touchdown.
That's okay. They
Sir, take-
didn't even. They kicked 2 field goals.
Take the
My
small
quarterback led.
wins and move.
Oh, you said I don't like small wins.
Listen,
I hate them.
And in the
Now
fourth
when the
quarter,
guys doing backflips on the field,
That's it,
hurling
that's it.
defenders.
but listen, you don't get gains from doing backflips. It's nice. Listen,
He won that.
Listen, he get it. He may have one of the plays of the year, but that was for a 10, 12 yard run. If you do that and for to score a touchdown to win the game, then it go down in history as one of the greatest plays ever. It was. Just like he said, playmaker. Your defense in the third quarter gave up 2 field goals. And the same thing in the fourth quarter. 2 field goals.
Your
So
offense just
7,
needs to
9,
get clicking.
and we talking about the team that we just said got one of the best offensive lines in the game, one of the best running backs, and 2 of the greatest receivers.
What week are we on?
We in week 9.
So when my offense going to click?
I said your offense just needs to click.
When's going to click? When?
Sir, I don't know. We on the couch. We don't.
Listen, it should have been quick in week 1, but like I said, we don't know when.
But you still have a chance. Like
No.
It's not over.
It's not over.
That's
No,
over.
it's not. No, it's not.
We have the 3rd overall pick right now. I'm good
You
with,
guys
I'm good
only
with that.
played 9 games.
Mm-hmm.
Okay then.
Okay.
You do realize there's 17 games.
I know exactly how many games there is in the season.
Okay.
We have number 3 pick right now. Probably going to move up higher.
No, you could move down
So
lower.
you have
too.
8 more games to go. And you don't think you guys can do anything?
We might win 2, maybe.
Now you'll win more than
You
2.
want more than 2.
Uh-huh.
Bears, Cardinals, nothing really to talk about there. The Bears just wet the bed.
Yeah, Cardinals.
Cardinals are surprisingly 5-4. That's a shock.
I'm shocked about that one.
Cowboys 21, Falcons 27. I did not see this coming.
Cowboys?
No,
I did.
hell no.
You mean 3-5 or to lose to 11?
No, I did not see the Falcons being 6-3.
I seen the Falcons beating Cowboys. We
Yeah,
said that last
everyone
week.
said that.
Oh, okay.
But I'm more shocked that the Falcons are actually 6-3. Do you know that they're actually winning that division?
Yeah.
Their division is suck. It's called the NFC suck.
NFC suck.
They got Carolina, they who's horrible. They got New Orleans, who's horrible.
Who just fired their coach today?
Yep, and Tampa's not bad, and them. So that whole division is horrible. It's only 2 teams, so everybody else got 4. They got 2.
Yeah.
So, question: what is wrong with the Cowboys? I'll start it. What's wrong with the Cowboys? JJ.
I mean, that's not the obvious. We know
For
that.
everybody who don't know who JJ is, Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
Now, you say you want to win, and you say you want to move on and get another championship because your time's winding down, you're getting older. You had Derrick Henry in the offseason, you let him go.
Appreciate that, Jerry.
You you still have Bill Belichick sitting at home, 6-time Super Bowl champion,
Missed.
and you want to keep Mike McCarthy.
Fumbled.
And I will say this, and I will say this until I'm blue in the face. Jerry Jones needs to sit down, shut up, and count his money. Hire somebody else to be the GM, because you are not the GM. Since '96, your teams have done nothing. Ever since he let Jimmy Johnson go, he's never had anyone that can build a team. Jerry cannot build a team at all. I know he's signing the checks, but Jerry, I don't know, man.
This because you're rich don't mean you're a good GM. He doesn't
Yeah.
get it.
That's true.
He doesn't get it. And Dak said it himself. We effing suck. He said it.
You
I read his
can-
lips.
You
That's
cannot
all
be the focal point of the team. I know you're the owner, but when the owner is the focal point of the team, you have a problem. Why is the media wanting to talk to the owner more than talk to
Dak.
the players? And if you watch any Cowboys game, the camera's on the media. The camera's on Jerry Jones as much as it is on the field.
Yeah.
So you have a problem.
You can tell him and Mike McCarthy don't get along because Jerry will say something about the offense, and Mike said, "Well, I only have this.
Mike
I can only work with what I got."
Mike is a puppet,
Yeah,
and
he
that's
is.
the issue with Jerry. Jerry does not like an outspoken coach who has discipline, who has rules. That's why when he hired Bill Parcells, Parcells told him, "Listen, man, I want to coach. You want me to coach? You stay out my way."
Yeah.
So when Parcells was there, he was kind of like in his zone because Parcells really had him in check a little bit. But yeah, greedy.
I agree with you. He has to just. It's all that he got. I mean,
You need something else.
that's. I mean, he got his money and everything, but that's his cash cow. You know, he probably might have oil mines and diamond, but the Cowboys is what his only claim to fame. It's all he got. If he stayed back and just did nothing, but just count his money, do you think he would make it any longer? I think he gonna kick the bucket. That gives him his life when people sticking cameras in his face and putting mics in there in his podcast, and that keeps him alive.
Just let the GM go.
Okay,
Let's
so
all-
That's what he has.
Okay, but my thing is, come out and say that. Don't say you want to win. Don't say you want the Cowboys back on top. You're doing the complete opposite. Because, think about it. You waited until the last minute to sign Dak and CeeDee Lamb. So you just tied up all your money in these two players and was not able to get anything else. if you would have started working on that deal earlier in the offseason, you would have still had some extra money to get some more players on your team.
But you see, but that's not just him. It's all the coaches. It's all the coaches and it's all the owners.
No.
Some
it's not
teams-
all the coaches and all the
some
owners.
teams
It is
pay
all
their
the coaches and
players.
all the owners.
It's Jerry Jones
Okay.
wanting to be the center of attention.
I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. But what I'm saying is they're going to wait to the last minute to pay their players. That's what they do. Because why even have it come to this? Pay him the money before he starts going off so you already have him under contract. The owners and these coaches, the owners listen to the coaches sometimes. But when it comes to them getting this guy's money, remember, why were we saying that the coach in Cleveland needs to get fired? He went to that owner and said, I need $300 million of your dollars to pay my quarterback.
Thief.
You see what I'm saying? Or same thing with him. McCartney knows his role. His role is to nod his head and say, yes, Jerry. That's his role.
and slammed this tablet on the floor.
That's
was
why
funny.
they will not bring in Belichick, because Belichick ain't finna be no yes man. Belichick gonna do it his way.
Exactly, and he gonna tell Jerry, listen, man, shut up. I don't like to talk to the media.
Uh-huh.
When I close the door and I'm talking to the team, don't become busting in the room, want to talk, clapping up. No, you stay in the owner's box. You stay in your place. But until Jerry learns that, the Cowboys are never going to be anywhere.
Well, actually, if he gonna do that, he better get him a running game. And I appreciate him not signing
It's too late.
Derrick Henry. But you gotta be able to run the ball. And the Cowboys can't run the ball at all.
They can't pass.
So you
now
let Zeke go just to bring him back.
and do nothing. They didn't make him a healthy
And
scratch.
then you're punishing him because, he missed practice. So guess what? This lets me know, this is, okay, if you're going to punish Zeke now, that means that's something he's been doing.
When they were winning, it was okay.
He didn't just decide, because we're losing, I'm not going to. No, Zeke has been missing practice.
Yes.
But winning hides everything.
Oh, yeah,
Now
absolutely.
that you're not winning anymore, now everything's under the microscope and it's like, hey, you can't do this. You need to focus. You need to do this. So, don't do it when you're winning, so you can't do it when you're losing.
I agree. Facts.
Because if you're going to allow it when you're winning, allow it when you're losing. Don't switch up.
I agree. You're right.
Dolphins, Bills. Surprisingly, the Bills are 7-2. I did not see this coming. I did not, because when the season first started, man, Josh Allen just looked terrible. But
He didn't look too bad.
He didn't throw a pick the first few weeks.
The first game, he didn't look too bad. When he ran up to them killers in Baltimore, he looked very bad, but he didn't look too bad. Still didn't throw a pick. He's throwing them. He's back to old Josh now.
25 for 28, 231, 2 TDs, 124.9 QB rating. He played good. I don't like the fact that he rushed 2 for 3 for 1.5 yards. I don't think he should be rushing at all.
Listen. Not just the fact that he rushed. Did you see him dive head first on that third and long? Listen, bro.
I can guarantee you, almost every Dolphin fan heart dropped to their stomach. When
Oh
he did
yeah,
that.
we were watching that game, and when he ran, he dove like he was going to do a cannonball in the pool head first. Man, I'm like, dude, I saw the Buffalo Bill defender like ugh.
I told you,
They don't want to be the one.
no player wants to be the guy that ends Tua's career.
Listen, I think that game they just didn't. He just hadn't ran into the right one. But listen, I don't want nobody to get their career ended. But he got to make smarter decisions. Speaking of smarter decisions, if you are a coach, and I know hindsight is 20/20. If you're a coach and you're in the fourth quarter and the other team is driving and they're getting ready to kick a game-winning field goal, you got 2 timeouts. Use one. Ice the kicker. Make him kick it again. You're not trading timeouts for points, sir. Listen, you can't do it. And the Dolphins actually played a pretty darn game. It's a game that they should have won. The
offense looked better the moment
they did. The defense came and played. I mean, they did. But for Miami, if I'm not mistaken, they are the number 1 team in the NFL with fumbles. They fumbled 16 times, I think, if I'm not mistaken. They said that. Let me fact check it. Don't hold me to that. I'm pretty sure
they need to do? Make everybody run with that ball, and if you drop it, you're doing laps.
Yeah, and they fumbled most of it. Fumbled it.
No, you drop it. You give me $1,000.
Just dropping the church's money.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they are. They hold on to the ball. I mean, this week they got the Rams coming up, and they always beat the Rams. I think they can beat the Rams. If Puka stop punching people, it might be a better game. But the Dolphins normally tend to beat the Rams.
What's your take on it?
The offense was humming. What's up with Waddle? I don't understand what's happening with him. It's like Tua's not really looking to give him the ball. I don't understand what's going on. He's like a real good receiver now. He's not producing.
I think Tua is scared, so whoever is open, he's not waiting in that pocket.
So Waddle can't get open. Remember Waddle played pretty well his rookie year.
I know Waddle can get open, but I think Tua is so afraid of getting another concussion, he's just releasing it really quick. I don't think he wants to just stand back there like that.
So how come Tyreek Hill's numbers are back to what it normally is, not over the top like it could be?
Because
but he's not.
Tyreek is also a freak of nature and has super fast speed.
Waddle's not. He's not a slouch.
But Waddle doesn't have Tyreek's speed.
You don't need it. But
if you can run routes, and get open, you can get the ball.
Yeah, and he's right. I was thinking the same thing. I mean, nobody's Tyreek, but he's right. He's not getting them, and he's in the slot, which would be easier to
get
throw
open
the ball because you're going against a nickel or outside linebacker.
It's to the point where they're using A-Chain. A-Chain has more receiving yards than him the last 2 games.
Yeah. You know, Waddle gonna have to get in there and go off.
It's Tua. He has to look at his players. Mm-hmm. You can't. There was a close game with the Bills. It was very winnable.
Waddle got a touchdown. Didn't Waddle get a touchdown?
Waddle had.
Yeah, he got a touchdown because I remember him doing the Waddle in the end zone.
It was Waddle's 2 for 2 for 21 yards, something like that.
I know he had a touchdown. He was doing the Waddle in the end zone last night.
He was 2 for -4 and 1. Oh yeah, he did score, but -4, -4 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man.
It's
waddling with the negative. He waddled away then.
All right.
Waddled with the loss.
Moving on. Raiders, Bengals, 24-41. Bengals found their stride. But the shocker in this, the Raiders fired Antonio Pierce, which I think was dead wrong. Because he was the interim coach last year. This year, his first full year as a coach, you fired him 9 games into the season. Not just him. You fire him, the OC,
everybody got fired,
and the O-line coach.
Everybody got fired.
So I don't think it was fair because Pierce didn't have a team to work with in the beginning. He lost his number 1 wide receiver because he got hurt and then he got traded. You don't have a starting quarterback. It's between Gardner Minshew and Desmond Ridder. So that sucks right there. You don't have a running back. So
you got 3.
You gave the man nothing to work with. And then you're going to fire him 9 games into the season. That's not right.
It's football.
Yeah, they got somebody got to pay for that. So you got to start with the head coach. I've never seen a reporter go to a assistant coach or assistant defensive coach and ask him, "Coach, how you lost the game?" So if you're going to get the lion's share of the praise when you win, you're going to get the lion's share when you're losing.
Players get coaches fired.
Question, what I have for you, Greedy. How many coaches are the Raiders paying now? If I'm not mistaken, they fired quite a few coaches. So you're tying up your money in coaches. It's like eventually you just have to let someone like...
No, but coach's salary don't count against salary cap.
No.
They don't. So you can pay your coach whatever you want. So
I get it doesn't count against salary cap, but look at it. You're still paying somebody that's not doing anything for you.
I agree.
Free Max Crosby.
Yeah, and trade deadline's over, so he's gonna be there for the remainder of this year here, sir. I would let him go too. I mean, I asked him where he wanted to go, and I would give him exactly what he wanted. Because you have to. If you're rebuilding, rebuild then.
He said he's not here to rebuild. That's what Max said.
Who's gonna want to go to the Raiders though?
Nobody.
Man, that's terrible. Moving on, Chargers, Browns. Not much to talk about there. Chargers 27, Browns 10.
Same old Jameis.
Yeah, he back.
Patriots 17, Titans 20. Shocker. Commanders 27, Giants 22.
It was a good game.
Good game. Commanders 7-2. Jaden Daniels, I think he's going to be Rookie of the Year.
You won it.
Saints, Panthers. again, another coach that was fired.
Uh-huh.
It was crazy how,
Uh-huh.
To the Panthers.
Yes.
yeah, he lost to the Panthers, which is crazy. Remember when the Saints won the first 2 games?
Uh-huh.
Everybody was walking around here.
Uh-huh.
Oh, we putting up these points.
Oh, we putting up
We're going to go
numbers.
deep. And you guys lost 7 straight games.
Yes.
I think
But before we go,
I think you called it last week.
didn't I tell you Bryce Young isn't that bad?
Okay, I would say I've been doing my research and I've been watching it. And I would say a part of the issue with
Uh-huh.
Bryce Young, and like
Uh-huh.
I would say this again, is, and it goes back to what Tom Brady said.
Okay.
And I quote him. I think so much pressure is put on some of these young quarterbacks to come out and deliver right away that they don't have time to learn from anybody. And the thing about Carolina is, there's nobody in Carolina he can learn from because he keeps the owner keeps changing the regimes.
Yes.
So if every year or every 2 years you're changing a coach, how can players learn and
Can't
how,
develop.
how can you build something?
I agree.
Now,
I agree.
I know it's your money and you're a billionaire and you can spend it how you want, but dude, you're hurting the players because you have to give them time to develop and buy into a system. Because you hire a coach, 8 months later, now you want to fire him and get someone else? So what about those players? What did they just learn for 8 months?
No.
Now it's
No.
like,
Yeah, start over
forget
again.
that and start something over.
Yes, you got it. It's wrong, and what you're saying is absolutely right. But
And
that's the way the cookie crumbles in the NFL.
Yeah, and that's why you have
Adjust on the fly.
Yeah, but that's not ready. That's not right for some quarterbacks. Because you got to remember, the thing about college is, in college, you are playing. No, college players sometimes come in NFL ready.
Yeah.
Depends on the position.
Depends on the position, and it also depends on the school that you go to. Like for example, Alabama. Alabama is like, for example, with Bryce Young. Bryce Young had NFL talent all around him.
Yes.
So now you're going from a team where you had NFL talent all around you to Carolina where you're playing with JV players. Because let's be honest, the Alabama team with Bryce Young, they can beat the Carolina Panthers.
Stop.
No,
Stop it. Stop it.
You don't think Bama can beat?
No.
You don't think Bama can beat Carolina?
No, didn't you just see Vanderbilt put their foot in Alabama behind?
We're not talking about. I'm talking about when Bryce.
So-
Listen,
Sir.
when Bryce Young was in Alabama,
The Alabama
it.
team he had versus
the Alabama team that Bryce Young had versus the Carolina team that Bryce Young has now.
Yes.
You still think Carolina beat Alabama?
Yes, Carolina
No.
will
Would
destroy them
Xavier
boys.
lead
They
that?
will
No.
destroy them boys.
No.
Now,
I
if you
think
told me,
Alabama would
if you
beat the
told
dogs
me, if
out
you,
of
if you
Carolina.
told me that I think that was that 2017 LSU team with Joe Burrow and Chase and all the, and Jefferson, if you told me that team, I would say yes. But you still got professional NFL guys that listen. So I gotta ask you a question. I'm gonna ask a question with a question.
You can't do that.
You're pretty good at you good at your job. I think we all pretty good at our job. But if they tell us we're gonna get a middle school team of guys and they can come and do your job better than you, you gonna take that line down and you going against them, or you gonna try to lay them out? Them grown men
Well, in
and
our
their
job,
egos.
we're not hitting anyone.
Listen what I'm saying, but I guarantee you be talking. I bet you be talking trash to you. Get out of here, little jit. You can't listen. You can't even pick up this box. But what I'm saying is, professional NFL attitudes and egos, they gonna try to destroy them boys. Because I'm telling you this, when this game is played, are there gonna be any cameras there? Are there gonna be any other people to see that, to say that they saw that happen, or are they gonna play in a bubble?
So you're saying, so you have this belief that
Uh-huh.
you don't think college players can beat NFL players.
At certain things, but you're talking about an entire NFL team.
So you're telling me
I am telling you that team,
Alabama
yes,
cannot beat Carolina Panthers?
I'm telling you they cannot. NOT period, sir. Because listen,
No.
watch this. On that Alabama line, right? How many of those guys went pro? It's 5 people on that line.
D-line or O-line?
O-line and D-line. How many of them guys went pro? Because every one of those guys on the Carolina offensive line is a pro. So, how many guys in Alabama's line gonna go pro every year? Let's say 2 or 3. It's 2 more that are absolutely atrocious. And you got 5 defensive linemen from Carolina that are professional NFL athletes that do this for bread and water, sir. And this game that gets played is going to be filmed or seen by somebody. So if me, you, and Playmaker sitting there, just let's say us three getting invited to this game, and we get to see Alabama go upside Carolina here, and we sitting there looking at this guy, I'm like, golly, you think they gonna take that land down? They gonna try to kill that guy on that college guy, bro. And don't forget, some of those guys on Alabama's offensive line are juniors, sir. They gonna get destroyed.
Only person I can respect on that defense for Carolina is your boy Clowney. Everyone else, they're just okay.
So
I hear what you're saying.
Listen,
I'm not against it.
them boys,
They're pros.
So be the tiebreaker. Be the tiebreaker. What do you think?
I used to think the same thing. I used to think the same thing. I'm about to break the time. I'm about to break it. I used to think the same thing until I look at tackling in college and tackling in the NFL. They can't tackle in college. They can kind of tackle in the NFL.
yeah, a little bit.
I'm about to say you can't tackle in the NFL no more either.
I'm talking about general, like bringing someone down to the ground. In college, yeah, I don't. Unless it's like a big powerhouse team, it's gonna be missed tackles left and right.
Mm-hmm.
But I go with Carolina. They're gonna beat that Bama team.
They gonna beat them
And I'm
bad.
gonna say
They're
one-
gonna be that
I'm gonna say
bad.
one
They
more
gonna beat them
thing.
bad.
They're gonna beat
Bama's
them
in the
bad.
SEC,
Yes.
and I think all the teams in the SEC are hard-hitting teams.
Agreed.
So I think they would beat the snot out of Carolina.
That's because you crazy, sir.
Okay, I'll be crazy.
Listen, so they can beat Carolina professional team, but they can't beat the guys that's in their division, Vanderbilt.
That's wild.
See, but the thing about college is, a lot of the plays in college they don't do in the NFL.
So you
No. Hear me out. No. Hear me out, though. Hear me out. In the NFL, they don't do the wild card. They don't do the wild card.
Listen,
They don't
bro,
do wildcat. I mean, they don't do spread offense. But like I said, look at how many professional players came from Bama.
I understand.
So we're going back to
Hey,
when
watch
Bryce
this.
Young played in Bama.
Okay, watch this, Joe. Where did Cam come from? Your offensive lineman that you guys just traded. Where did he come from?
Wasn't Bama?
Was he any good?
Garbage.
Did he go in the first round?
Yes.
How long did y'all keep him?
Maybe 3 years.
Did y'all pay him a lot?
Yeah.
And then what'd you do?
Traded him.
Let's move on to the next one.
Oh, Chris Olave, you need to retire.
Hey, listen, just because you go to Alabama don't mean that you a bowler, because Alabama got
I
some
know it
players
don't
that
mean
are-
you're a baller, but what I'm saying is we're comparing Bryce Young's teams from when he was in Bama to when he's in Carolina, and I would take his Bama team over his Carolina team any day.
I'm not doing that, sir.
Professional.
Listen, the
Professional
boys are
football
professional.
players.
You got some guys on Bryce Young's team in Alabama that's just there.
And they balled out.
Everybody on that team,
Well, not everybody. Not everyone balls out on the team.
but everybody on that Carolina team is a professional.
Yeah.
That means they've been handpicked
That sucks badly.
going against another pro. But if you put them guys against some seniors and juniors, they're going to kill them. Sir, these guys are, you have other professionals make them look bad. So it kind of cancels each other out. But if you take a guy that's a professional and you put him against a guy that is a unprofessional, he going to get destroyed. You remember, say I'm a little bit older than y'all. They used to have a show called Pros versus Joes.
I remember that.
And
I remember that.
they had Ricky Williams on there. And there's this guy.
No. That's wrong. That's wrong. That's a poor comparison.
Wait a minute. Ricky Williams was on there, and Ricky Williams was a pro. They had this guy from the army that said, I fought for my country.
come
man,
on,
Ricky
man.
almost
No.
broke that man's shoulder.
An army guy and an athlete is two different people.
So you're telling me that these people that are in the national army, they out of shape and they trash?
I'm not saying they're out of shit, bro. Come on.
You have to be in shape when you
Whoa. When have you ever seen a 300-pound army man?
You never.
Exactly.
You know why? Because you will see a 250 cut guy because you have to be in shape.
So you think a 250 cut guy who does not carry the amount of weight that a football player carries?
How big a football your linebacker is? The average one.
250, 6'3",
250 that has to move.
Yeah.
Because right now, linebackers are running like what? 4.5, 4.6?
They fast.
Okay then. Well, Shazier was the fastest.
4.3, 4.3.
Yeah, he was moving. But what I'm saying is, when you have a guy that is a professional, he does this for a living.
But pros versus Joes, where average people like me and you going up against retired athletes.
And you got average guys, like you say, average in college because they're average, going against a professional athlete. That's what he does.
We agree to disagree.
Dude, you listen. That they gonna fold them boys up like a wallet, man. You gonna have them. You gonna have so many charges for assault. They gonna be killing them people, children, man.
We agree to disagree.
This is the reason why you can't go to the NFL if you're under 18. That's why you have to be at least 20. Because your body's not ready for these guys, man. Okay, let's just say for giggles and this, and then we're going to move on. One of them guys go up against one of them guys from Carolina, and he ends up paralyzing him. What did you prove? This dude, man, you know these guys got weight training, and these guys bitching 300-400 pounds. And we're not talking about just a corner or a wide receiver. So, talking about defensive lineman.
Okay, so now that you said that, so what do you think the issue is to remedy the situation? Do you think that they should make college players stay at least 2 to 3 years?
They do
to get ready.
You do. You have to.
3 years.
You have to do 3 years. You have to do 3 minimum.
Some college guys do 1 year.
No, they don't. Not in NFL.
You gotta be
NFL, you got to do 3. You cannot come out before your junior year. That's basketball. You can ride. You have to do 3.
3 years.
You have to do 3. You will never see it. You know why?
It depends on your position, though.
It don't matter what position you play.
Years.
If you're playing college football, in order for you to go pro, sir, you're going to do uno, dos, tres. You can be Bo Jackson / Derrick Henry / Ricky Williams. You can run for 5,000 yards your first year. You're going to do it 2 more years, sir.
Broncos, Ravens, not much to talk about there. Ravens just stump a mud hole in the Broncos.
It was what it was.
We after that game. The Ravens really did put their foot in them, but what I want to talk about on that game is my boy. It doesn't mean anything, but to the reporters and the statisticians, it does. That perfect passer rating, that's his 4th one. Highest nobody in NFL history.
He's tied with Ben Roethlisberger. I looked up.
Big Ben got 3.
4. Look it up.
Lamar is the only person with 4. Lamar is the only person with 4, sir. Big Ben is on the list with number 3. Your list is mistaken, sir. Lamar is
Lamar
the
can
only
do him
person.
no wrong.
Listen, no. Listen, he's not going to do wrong on this one here. Listen here. I'm just going to slide this around so Mr. Cash can read that, sir. Could you read what that says right there, sir? Speak loud to our viewers so they can hear it.
Lamar Jackson is first player in NFL history.
How many players?
His first player in NFL history.
With what?
4 games with perfect passer rating.
Okay, one more time. How many?
4 games with perfect passer rating.
Okay, and he's the what player in NFL history?
First.
Oh, okay. Not second time with Big Ben though, right?
You really gonna argue with this man? All he does is study Lamar.
Listen,
He can say him all he wants. I'm still defending him in the championship. That's all I care about.
Listen, I agree. Perfect passer ratings don't win championships, but
that's all that matters to me.
When you on a list that's higher than Aaron Rodgers,
he can make a record all he want, man.
Listen. All I say is give his flowers where they do.
Okay.
I'm not saying Big Ben is not a great quarterback. He's a Hall of Famer. He's a champion. Yeah, he's that. But he ain't got 4. He can have 3.
Well,
but
if we can help him win the championship,
Big Ben also got 2 Super Bowls.
It ain't gonna hurt him.
Big Ben also got 2 Super Bowls. Though.
Yes, he does, and he got to get on that level. He will. Defense finally came to play. Lamar did his thing. They fed Derrick Henry team game. Even the defense came and they played. They even caught interceptions. I was surprised.
All right. Texans, Jets. The only thing I want to talk about this is, and Greedy, I want your take on this. How in God's green earth was the Garrett Wilson touchdown ruled a touchdown?
Knee.
But they took away George Pickens' touchdown Monday night.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It looked kind of close.
Come on now.
It looked kind of close. I mean,
I know. If anyone knows, I know you watch, and I know you saw both of those touchdowns.
Yeah,
so, do you not think George Pickens should have had that touchdown?
Yeah, I think he should have had it. It's what they call on the field. I mean, if they call it good, then it has to be completely out. And
but the guy has every right to be mad, though.
Absolutely. I agree with you. But then again, these refs, they're human. They make mistakes. I think it was a touchdown. How did the guy miss that face mask in the Viking game?
I see what yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
it is. I think it was. I guess they say we're gonna win some, we're gonna lose some. Playmaker, what you think?
What do you think?
That game was a snore fest to me. I knew they were going to win the game. I just liked the rookie quarterback, but I thought he would have threw for more. But it was what it was. I believe we got to pick Baltimore across the board for it.
Yeah.
Baltimore.
We talking about the Ravens game still now?
No, we're talking about the Jets game, bro.
Oh, I didn't care about that game. Aaron Rodgers sucked. It's over for them.
So I would leave it on this, and I would say, C.J. Stroud cannot handle the bright lights.
He needs to, he's
He cannot, bro. Every time he gets into the bright lights, he folds.
but he don't have his weapons now. You got to play with what you got now.
You still got Tank Dell.
Yeah.
Still got Schultz.
Nico comes back next week.
You need more than that there.
More than Nico?
You need he gonna need more than Nico.
Yeah, Nico last year only.
Facts.
They had Tank Dell last year too.
So Nico's going to be there. So Nico and Tank Dell's back to the same thing it was
So
before.
listen, but remember what
This
I
was a
told
better
you.
run game now.
Remember, and you know this well. Those hamstring injuries just don't vanish in the thin air like vanishing cream. Sir.
He's clear. He's clear to play.
I know he is going to be clear.
Yeah,
And that hamstring, when you're running, and long as he is and doing that, if he played offensive lineman, he'd be fine. But when you cutting and jumping and moving and putting your foot in, boy, that stuff
A.J. Brown started the season off a hamstring. He hasn't re-aggravated it or nothing since then.
Yes, that's him. But what about T. Higgins? How many times he started with it with a hamstring and he was okay? How many
This
times?
season, or are we talking about?
Yes,
This
this season.
And you got people even questioning this.
He had a
Does
hamstring.
he really
Oh,
want
he
to play?
coasting this year. He got his guaranteed money off the tag. He don't care. He's good. He coasting. He, no matter how many games he played, he got that money in the bank already the moment he signed that tag.
But he still was clear too. His hamstring, his hamstring, his quad.
Listen, this is a new
his
injury.
neck, his back.
It's a quad. This is a new injury. It's not a hamstring again. It's a quad injury.
It was a hamstring first.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That he hasn't re-aggravated or went back to the hamstring again since then.
Yeah, because
it's a new injury.
Listen, when the quad get right, his
If
ham.
you're talking about Mike Evans, then yes. Mike Evans, every year Mike Evans have a hamstring thing.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. He need to just chill.
But Mike Evans has something T. Higgins doesn't, though.
Championship ring.
You know it.
Yeah.
Don't mean a thing if it ain't got that ring.
There you go.
All right. Next week, week 10, Steelers, Commanders.
Steelers, stop it.
Playmaker.
I like Commanders.
If Jaden's healthy, I like Commanders.
He's back.
I like Pittsburgh defense.
Okay. Bengals, Ravens. We all know you're going with Ravens. This is a Thursday night game. I know you're going to be glued in.
And for the first half, then it's gonna be a snore fest.
Think so?
I know so. They ain't got no running game. You come out there trying to throw it on them eventually.
They're running the ball pretty well on Sunday.
Against who?
You see, if they don't have a run game,
They don't have a run game. Who's the number one in the NFL against the run?
They want to go get help.
They gonna need some help. They help go better bring back up. Listen, who's number one in the NFL against the run, Joe?
Baltimore, I believe.
I bet yeah. It's the boys. Go ahead.
He's still going to pass for like 350 on them.
That's all right. You
Throw
can
for 6 touchdowns.
And a loss. Who you taking?
I'm going to go Ravens.
Smart man.
No, it's not that. It's like the Bengals. You don't know which Bengals you're going to get.
I don't
Joe
know.
Cool could come out and light it up, and then that defense
Not in
could
Baltimore, he ain't.
that defense could just fold. Bro, listen, divisional football, we don't know.
Not in Baltimore.
Divisional football, we do not know.
Not in Baltimore.
Okay, sir.
He's never won in Baltimore?
Yes, he has. He has. He's lost more in Baltimore
You got to remember, at one point in time, Joe Cool was the only player in the AFC.
to beat Patrick Mahomes. I
I know.
understand. I understand.
Okay,
And played in the Super Bowl.
okay. Giants, Panthers, Snorefest. I don't even care who wins. Like Greedy always says, flip a coin. I
Yeah.
can care less about that one.
Yeah, that's gonna be pretty bad.
Giants going to take it, though.
I think not. Don't sleep on Bryce Young since he said he'll bust. Don't sleep on him.
I know that blitz
I'm
coming.
not. I wouldn't bet no rent money on it, but don't sleep on him.
Patriots, Bears. I want to say the Bears would win this because that seems to be the only team they can beat up on as sorry teams.
Not Bears.
I'm taking the Pats.
You going with Drake May?
I'm going with Drake May.
Okay. Bills, Colts, of course, Bills.
Bills.
Broncos, Chiefs, divisional football. We shall see.
What? What are you talking about?
Chiefs.
What you gonna see?
Let's see what.
Chiefs.
Ain't nothing to see.
Did you see how Baltimore just beat them boys to death?
What's wrong with you, man?
Hey, why are you acting like that?
What see? No, ain't no see. We know KC gonna win it.
They gonna whoop the bricks off.
You gonna
them
see that
boys.
W? That's what
Casey's gonna beat them mercifully.
Yeah. This ain't gonna be funny.
Kirk Cousins and the Falcons versus the Saints. Of course, he's gonna.
You
win
know
this.
already.
Falcons, they're gonna go 7-3.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
division game, but
Stop.
What about this one? 49ers, Buccaneers.
Off the bye, baby. Oh yeah.
Isn't
They play the same
Yes,
friends?
sir.
McCaffrey's
He's
back, right?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
They play in San Fran.
No, they played in Tampa.
I'm going Tampa.
Okay.
Yeah, I think.
I'm going Tampa.
I'm gonna go with the Bucks too.
You know why?
What? The CMC hasn't played like.
Listen, it's not that.
He the freshest one on the field. That's all it means.
It's
But
not
he hasn't
that.
played in
He's
how long?
practiced fully this week. He's practicing fully.
Practicing and actual hitting is two different things.
Agreed. You're right. I've also heard Grady saying you can't play an NFL game without having contact ever. You have to have a training camp. I
And
go
then
against
listen,
that.
no. You and I both know they ain't gonna tag his ass like the way Tampa Bay defenders are gonna tag his ass.
Yep.
That's-
Bro,
McCaffrey gonna do what McCaffrey been doing since.
McCaffrey hasn't been hit in how long?
I don't.
Those Tampa boys ready to light his ass up.
You got to warm up. You got to warm up the car before you just get it in the ball. You got to warm it up first.
It's the reason why they tell you don't just start the car in cold weather and just drive. You let it warm up,
He's been wrapping up for this. He's ready.
sir.
He ready.
In practice, you and I both know if any defensive player hits CMC hard,
Well, you're right.
Kyle Shanahan is going to tell him, pack your bags, go home.
Hey,
You'll never play
hey,
another down in this city
I
again.
saw Kareem Hunt have no training camp, not 1-0, and came and became that guy for Kansas City Chiefs right now. So
But
we'll
not,
see.
but
But
not
look at
game
the
one.
situation, though.
Not game
The
one.
first game he came back, he scored a touchdown.
Yeah,
a
but
touchdown. But listen, but how many times did he run the ball? How was he breaking and making it?
No.
He's
But
not
look at
that
the
type of runner.
situation. Look at the situation, though. Kansas City. Everybody knows who's the threat in Kansas City.
The quarterback.
Yeah, everyone's afraid of 15.
They know what he can do.
Yeah, nobody gives a shit about Kareem Hunt.
So
When he first came, he did.
No, stop it. Who scares you more, Kareem Hunt or 15?
He know that. Stop acting like
listen,
No, answer the question. Who scares you?
15 moves the ball.
It's not that.
28 will give you the touchdown too.
Who scares you more?
I said it again. 15 moves the ball.
No, what
but
you're trying to
28
do, is split it to make it look like it's
They need
equal.
each other and it's working. They have to
No,
run the
they
ball
don't.
over there.
No, the hell they
He
don't.
don't need
So if
Kareem
Kansas City can't run the ball, can they win right now?
Yes, they can.
So was the run game not important to them on the game that just passed on Monday? Was
Yes.
that? Oh, okay.
Yes,
Making
yes.
sure.
Playing against Tampa.
Postseason, was the running game not important for Kansas City last year?
Postseason? Absolutely.
Okay.
You're talking about in the cold. That's what I'm saying. When it's a cold, running game and defense travels in the playoffs. And when it's cold, you have to. But
And in all the Super Bowls that Pat has won, he's won it with his arm.
Yeah, and he also had a run game and good defense.
During the Super Bowls,
Run game. And
he's
good
won
defense.
it with his arm.
Yeah, he ran the ball.
Because
and
the
he had
last
running
two
back
Super
behind him.
Bowls, he's won it with the corn dog play?
Yeah, that was
Okay.
scoring the touchdowns, but they also ran the ball pretty well.
yeah, Pacheco, and he
Yeah.
ran it too because he was running. He was running
Yeah.
with his
Yeah,
ankle.
I get it.
His
But what
legs.
I'm saying is,
Yeah.
15 is what everyone's afraid of.
Yeah, absolutely.
All I'm saying is CMC gonna have over 100 total yards back in the touchdown.
Oh, you bold.
Against Tampa, first game back.
100 total yards and a touchdown.
Been drinking?
Listen,
A little bit.
Listen,
can tell.
I think that I don't think they're gonna put him in there and let him go full blast. I think that they're gonna ease him in. He gonna be on a snap count because if he goes down again, that's it. The reason I'm picking Tampa in this game because Brock Purdy not gonna throw that into the middle of in his face. Tampa's defense in the middle is soft.
That means
Everything he looking
George
for
Kittle
is deep.
and Juwan Jennings is back.
Yes, but Kittle is always open, and they don't throw the man the ball in the middle of the field. He's trying to throw it outside the numbers, or he's trying to throw it deep.
Because I think everyone's figured out Brock Purdy. When he first came into the league, nobody could figure him out.
And I'll tell you one thing, Brock Purdy think he black. He like to run. And I'm telling you, them boys from Tampa can run. Them Florida boys can run. And if they hit him, he gonna be laid out.
Especially if they got the chicken tender sub with the hot honey sauce on it.
What do you talk this?
I'm trying to tell you, us them Florida boys get that chicken tender sub in them, mess around. They gonna light CMC ass up.
Yeah.
Listen, man, he can do a lot with less. Don't forget that, guys.
We gonna see. I don't think he is. I don't think he. I mean, he's good, but I don't think not first game back, sir.
Vikings, Jags. I'm going Vikings. Sam Darnold 7.
They playing in Duval.
Vikings. Vikings.
They playing in Duval.
Yeah.
Vikings. He said yes. Vikings. It's okay to say.
Duval.
Oh my God.
Why you act like that?
You know why?
Why you act like that?
Because they play
You
better.
know
they play
good and damn
no,
well.
No, I don't.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Okay.
You gonna see.
Okay.
You gonna see.
Okay.
Them boys played pretty good with Philadelphia. Listen, it only take a spark to start a fire. And I'm going Duval.
Okay. Titans, Chargers. I can care less again about this one, but if I had to pick, I'd go Chargers.
Chargers.
Yeah.
Ooh. Eagles, Cowboys. Eagles.
Man.
Landslide.
Eagles.
Landslide.
Cooper Rush.
I say start Trey Lance and
Stop.
No,
We've
you
already
start-
seen Trey Lance.
Yeah, but you start him and then see what you can get from him.
Trey
next
Lance
He's
gonna
already-
be in the second half because it's gonna be 50-0. He gonna be in the second half.
Cooper Rush. Remember he had a good little record as a starter for the Cowboys.
Okay.
Stop it. Jets, Cardinals. Another game I don't care about.
Oh my God.
Considering Aaron Rodgers can't beat, except for beating Houston last week, Aaron Rodgers can't beat anyone with a winning record. I would say Cardinals.
The Jets need to hurry up and just figure out what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
I still go Jets though. I go Jets. I think they trying to figure it
I'm
out.
picking them, but they still suck, man. They
Lions,
don't get it right
Texans, hands down Lions.
now. Oh yeah,
Yeah, too much to know.
that's easy.
And then next Monday night, Dolphins, Rams.
Dolphins should take that. They beat the Rams. I think the Dolphins beat the Rams.
I'm taking the Rams.
No, the Dolphins off. Dolphins played them good.
No, I'm taking Rams.
No, listen. I'm going with the Dolphins in against them guys.
No, you being stubborn.
No, I'm playing the numbers.
Hey guys, they said Tennessee has the best secondary in the league right now. I believe this.
No,
You got to be a Tennessee beat writer putting that. He just want to get some likes.
exactly. Ain't no way in hell you 2-6 need to talk you up to
The secondary. That's the secondary. I didn't say the team was good overall.
So you
That's
mean
secondary.
You mean
So
that they're giving up the fewest yards, or they got the most interceptions?
Most interceptions.
No, they don't got the most interceptions because the guy from Green Bay has 6 interceptions, and then he has 6. I think his name is Xavier something. He has 6 interceptions from Green Bay.
Sir, there's no way I'm buying that.
No, you can't sell me that, sir. Not even if you gave it to me with a glass of water in the desert, I'm not buying it, sir.
You better check your stats.
Where you get your information from?
Oh, my. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Week 9 recap of the pod. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully everyone did their part and they went and vote. So now we just sit back and wait and see who's going to lead us for the next 4 years. As always, it's your boy Cash, Playmaker, Greedy. Stay safe, love and peace.
Mm-hmm.